CalWorks Safety is pleased to share this video highlighting the latest workers' compensation regulations. It's intended to help employers protect their employees and their company. Significant state and local legal changes have a substantial impact on workplace policies. Employers can no longer play the odds that they'll be overlooked, or worse, that they won't have employee-related injuries at their company. Whether you have 2 or 20,000 employees, you must understand all laws and ensure that your management team are prepared to meet the workers' comp injury with confidence. Employers must know how their workers' comp policy pricing is structured, when it begins, ends, or if it's even warranted. They must also take steps to prevent injuries in the first place. That means training employees and the management. It's absolutely necessary that they know all steps required when an injury occurs on the company property. That means at work. And finally, they must know how to navigate the costs for themselves and the injured employees, fair, equitably, and to have the best outcome. Do you know what your employees' proper classifications are? How about your company's XMOD, or what your insurer offers you? The following information will clarify these and other specific details that matter to you. How is the workers' comp policy priced anyway? It begins with a class code assignment, and there are lots of them. A list of all classes can be found in your work comp policy. It's important to get the classification right, so verify up front rather than hope for the best. In 2017, employers who expect to have losses of at least $10,100 over a 3-year period will receive an XMOD rating. Today, more than 110,000 businesses in California are already XMOD rated. That represents 80% of the premiums. The steps should go like this. If you keep your claims costs down and reduce the number of claims, you'll be fine. The key cost is the primary threshold, such as $14,000. Your safest and smartest approach is planned for no injuries. At least, keep them to a minimum. The points above help you prevent with such details like pre-employment drug and alcohol testing and background checks. Train safety on the first day of work. Provide your employees with a written program, an IIPP, which is required by law, or if caught without it, you'll be fined. Most importantly, know what to do if an employee is injured. We strongly recommend that you use a MPN, Medical Provider Network, for any workers' comp claims. By using your own MPN, you have control over your company's destiny regarding every work comp medical claim. The whole point following an injury is to get the employee back to work as soon as possible. The employer will avoid unnecessary fees and fines, save money on permanent disability costs, and they can get the employee back to work quicker. That's the best solution for both the employer and the employee. All injuries must be reported right away. The list above is gruesome, but you must know that all work injuries must be reported, whether they are minor or critically life-threatening. In addition, the employer must report any accident to the insurer or broker. Here is your step-by-step return to work program. Clear company policy. Employees are at work unless the doctor says they are unable to move. 1 individual with authority and responsibility. Employees informed at inception and time of injury. Clear communications with medical providers. Follow up to obtain needed information. Clear information flow with claims payers. To report an accident or file a complaint, employers should contact the nearest Cal-OSHA Enforcement District office at the website above. Reporting a serious injury to OSHA always means there will be an inspection, and it is wise to begin the investigation process as soon as possible. Here are the specific things you should do. Supervisors should know how to investigate all incidents, include injuries, near misses, equipment damage, and hazards. Accident investigations should be started as soon as possible. Secure the scene, conduct witness interviews, take a photo of the scene and the injured worker, identify the facts, analyze multiple causes, select and implement corrective action, document what you have done, and be ready before the OSHA inspector arrives. You know they're coming. With a return to work agenda, when injury happens, get the employee medical treatment with an MPN immediately. Speak to the employee to find out what happened, and before the employee sees the doctor, Provide them any thoughts about the injury or how it happened. Once the employee visits the doctor, talk to them again and find out what, if any, restrictions there are. Ask about medications and recovery expectations. Ask them for written work restrictions if required and provide the claim adjuster a copy of these facts in writing. Following the injury, unless they are in the hospital or prescribed care at a facility or home rest, make sure the employee returns to work the next day. Someone in the firm should also call the employee to check up on them that night and greet them to work when they come in the next day to inquire how they are feeling. Upon the return to work program, if a medical exam is required, provide them with a medical report form for the doctor to bring back to your files. Tell them this is required. Have them return to the doctor to get the form. Regularly let them know that they are important and you want them well and back to work as soon as possible. The injured employee receives full pay when they return to work, and only 2/3 pay on workers' comp. It is your job to ensure that you frequently speak with them to help maintain their morale and let them know their job is not in jeopardy. This improves recovery by reducing stress and helps the employer avoid sick pay and disability claims. Doing these steps helps the employers, managers, or supervisors to retain trained, experienced workers, reduce potential for fraud and abuse, reduces the need to shift production or train others, reduces costs associated with production loss and absenteeism, and fosters better communication with the employee. The longer an employee is off work, the greater the workers' comp claim cost is for the employer. The longer an employee is off work, the greater is the chance that they won't return to work. There is good news here too. Every reported injury won't wind up as a work comp claim. That is what makes you, the employer, the best guardian to find out what occurred, get all the facts clear and written down and in the employee's file. Things can happen the next day or so, and if the employees aren't reporting the incident accurately, you may be the one paying for it for a reason discussed earlier. Always play Sherlock Holmes and learn all the facts and record them. Control your own work comp credit score. Have an effective safety program. Train your employees on the day they come aboard. Use the MPN to manage your claims and get those employees back to work as soon as possible. Here are a number of resources available to employers to gain more information. Download the legal forms required to ensure that their work comp claims are handled effectively and also that their employees are safe and available to work in their jobs. We're here to help. Contact us anytime for a consultation or to simply ask a question.